cause things to happen that,
Yeah.
you have to be aware of, right? So there is a scientific and there is like a spiritual, because all of it
kind of connects.
it's so much of another whole entire different thing than this. But when we were kids, my mom used to so my mom used to tell people, and I remember this from very young, my mom used to tell people that like she was like the devil's daughter or some weird shit like that, right?
Your mom?
Okay.
Your mom is legit interesting.
So interesting. It explains me completely, I swear.
I gotta get
Okay, so
anyway. Yeah.
she used to like look people in the eyes, but like if you look me in the eyes, you'll see my horns come out. And I have literally watched like at least tens of people. In my mind as a kid, it was probably hundreds, but at least 5 people, 4, 3, I don't know. But I've watched at least several people like actually look at my mom's eyes and thinks that there's fucking fire in her eyes and horns coming out. And she used to like really play it up. Like, this is from the time that I was like probably like 6, maybe 7.
Yeah.
And we were in Georgia, and she like
oh yeah, dude, Georgia's way into that too.
And like, there's all that shit's real life.
Yeah.
Voodoo and roots and like shit, like just spirituality being more connected to spiritual things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not how my family was. My grandma is very like slave Christian, Christian, and I hate to say it like that, but that's what it is. It's like a slave to Jesus in the church, and it's a mindset with Southern black people. But my mom would say, her horns would come out, and you can see fire in her eyes. And she used to tell us, every time something weird happened around the house, and it was weird shit, she'd say, that's my grandma, Lucille, because her grandma just died recently. And I don't remember it. I remember being kind of in the vicinity of the funeral and things that were happening, but I didn't know the lady. My grandma was her daughter, my mom's mom. So, there's all that weird shit, right? Fire literally starting in the fireplace by itself one night. We were watching fucking Elephant Man or something.
Shit.
I'm not kidding.
That's just like that movie of all things,
Elephant Man. My mom and her boyfriend, the fire fucking lights in the fireplace out of nowhere. My mom just goes, there's Grandma, Lucille. And the dude's freaking the fuck out. Can you imagine trying to get some pussy and this bitch is like, there's my dead grandma lighting a fire while we're watching Elephant Man with toddlers. I don't know.
The toddlers. Watching Elephant Man. We're watching Elephant Man. Grandma's coming out of hell. How y'all doing? Right?
Fucking white.
I fucking just bang the devil. I'm the
like really, because the door opened first. It was some weird shit.
The door
I swear to God, I'm not kidding. Like the bedroom, and I don't think I'm remembering it wrong.
Jeez.
But it was crazy. And then when we moved to California, right? So my mom kind of calmed down as she went through different husbands. She became what they needed her to be. And she was dating this old ass dude. Rest in peace, Walter Lovelace. That was my stepdad. And she made it very clear to him, like, I don't really like you that much, but I'll marry you and live in your house because my kids need a stable environment. Which was great, except he was an asshole because he was fucking 50 and my mom was 30 and I was 12 and I was trying to like do my thing as a teenage girl and like hump boys and get phone calls after fucking sunset. I don't know.
Phone calls after sunset.
And there was this weird like dude in the neighborhood, Benji, and he was, I think in hindsight, he was probably schizophrenic. But I remember demons being in that house and my mom like praying away demons and like feeling, and she's like, they were all over the walls and they were attacking me and like all this crazy weird spiritual shit that was happening. So I do, long story long.
No, that's great. No, I want to hear it. Like, I love all that. I'm trying to think of I'll give you one. Like, this is one back in West Virginia. So There's they had it on travel channels like Haunted Places or whatever at one point in time, but in West Virginia there's like a Lake Shawnee, and in reality it really is like a pond, so it ain't that big.
Right.
And they built like an amusement park there, so to speak, in like in the 1950s or whatever, and there's a Ferris wheel and all that. And whenever like all that was going on, like a lot of creepy shit happened there. Like a couple kids died, this and that. Well, come to find out, they actually buried like this is on an Indian burial ground here.
Weird, yeah.
Which is something crazy. So the dude who owned the place, like if you wanted to go down there, and again, when I was in college, like at Concord University, this was like that Lake Shawnee was like right near, like right there, like a 20-minute drive away. So I'm doing journalism at the time. And anytime I wanted to go down there just to do a story, the dude was like, "Oh, it was $100 to come down here and get this tour or whatever." I'm like, I ain't paying.
What?
But at Halloween,
why do I have to do that?
Yeah, at Halloween though, he would charge like $10 because people would just come down. People would travel from all over the place. I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And I can't remember now if he got me in for free. Because again, I'm a student and a journalist, but he's such a fucking whatever that he was like, you know, Doug Dynasty with the beard and all this is like, "Oh, I got, you know, I got to get my $10 you know,
he was bubbling out there on that. You know how much money he made? It's like the it's like the Ethiopians in San Jose that charge you like freaking $5 to park on somebody.
Oh no, 100%.
Every house.
He was getting.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's funny. Like no, like, and so anyway, you know, me like using my Jewish skills and all that. Like I'm like, all right, well, how about I want to bring down like 3 of my. This is all how I always play. I just bring my friends. Like I got a cameraman, and then I got like a woman operating a microphone. And they're like, "Well, you can get it for free, but they still got to pay the $10. I can't be having. I can't be having." And so I'm like, "All right." And so I get, you know, I act like I pay the dude $10. They give him pay, and I'm like, "What's up, man?" You know, I slap his hand. I act like I pay him or whatever, and we get in.
Jesus.
And so. And what's funny, oh my God, what's funny is too, is my friend Angie, and my buddy Ryan Shuffin. Ryan plays on the soccer team. And I love how, like, everyone who's athletic and, like, thinks they're afraid of, like, anything. Like, if they're like, yeah, there's a couple people that got killed here and there's a ghost. It's like, Chris, I can't. Okay, can you come to the car with me? I want to go over there. I'm like, and again, like, we're like right here. You see that fence? It's like, we were like that, the car is like right there. And he's like, you know, I go over there and I'm just laughing because it's like really, he's like scared and we're going there and I'm taking pictures and we're doing this. And the guy's giving a tour and everything. And nothing really happens, but there's a couple places he points out and he's like, "Oh, down over yonder over there, there's this one boy we had one night. And he kept on saying to me, I want to see a demon. I want to see a demon." And I told him, I said, "You know what, boy? You want to see a demon? Go down there and say that over and see that tree down there. Go down there and say that 3 times." And he said, "Lord have mercy, I come, God's giving right to him right around here." And I see that boy screaming. Lord, how he come running, screaming like a young boy. He ran out of here. He must have seen his demon. Anyway, and like he tells us that. And then, like, now Ryan's kind of like, oh my God.
Freaking out.
Yeah, he's not, like, really, like, freaking out too bad. He's trying to, like, you know, be cool. But I can tell he's like, whatever. But then the dude says, "Now, okay, you see that trailer down there? If you, like, you got a girl with you, like, you got your microphones, you go down there, people tell me that if there's a girl that knocks on that door, if they can get recordings of a man, there's a ghost on." I can't remember what he told about it. But so anyway, we go on the door of this trailer, and at this point, the guy, the old redneck dude, he leaves and he goes wherever, but because he lives like somewhere on the property, but it's kind of at a distance. He's like, "I'll be back here later, lock up." And so,
and like, leaves everyone out there after all this trauma he's explained.
and so there's like us 3 out there, and again, like, so Angie goes to the door of this little trailer, and she knocks on it because the dude said, you know, if a girl, like, you get like a response, and she knocks on it, and listen, nothing happens, or whatever. We go away, and then I think she said, "Hey, that light wasn't on earlier," so we go back, knock on it, and nothing happens. So I just put on like this like Brooklyn accent. I'm like, hey, what's the deal here? What's the deal? I got some girl for you. You don't want to come to the door? What's the deal? What's the deal? You a punk, huh? I'm just doing that, and then like right after that we like leave, and so the way this place is like pretty much out in the middle of nowhere. There's like a gate set up here that's open. Like all the guy wanted us to do was shut it. Ryan Shuff's driving. I'm in the back seat. Angie's in the passenger seat. He turns it on. No problems. We drive forward. We get out. I think she gets out, shuts the gate. I don't know if gets in. Look right. Look left, because there's the way we're coming out of here. There's a road because West Virginia is kind of mountainous and windy and all that.
Yeah.
There's a road that kind of goes up there. Whatever. Ryan drives out, just creeps forward a little bit. Nothing's coming. Gives a little bit of gas. Right in the middle of the road, it sounds like a shotgun goes off. Boom! And we're like, what? And like Ryan's like, the car ain't going. We're like, dude, what the fuck? And like nothing. And then in the distance we see headlights. And like whoever's driving,
they're coming towards you.
They're booking it, and it's like they're probably like a mile and a half out, and this car is still. And then miraculously, and it just starts. And we're going, and as we're driving, this truck, was like it's on our ass, and we're like now like I'm freaking out too. And Angie, she's religious and all that. I'm like, I'm religious too, but I'm not like she's got stronger connections to God, so. So I'm like, start praying, Angie. Start praying, please.
Somebody do something.
And then Ryan's like, Ryan starts praying too. And they're both praying, like, I'm praying too. And this truck is, like, on our ass. Oh, West Virginia, like, windy as everything. We get to some point, finally this retard just goes around and passes us.
Oh, my God.
And everything. But it's funny, because as we're driving, Ryan's like, he starts getting mad, he's scared, but he's also getting like, this is what this dude does. He gets kids to come here and stay with and then he gets somebody to chase him in a car and run him off the road. That's what he does. And he said that. He's mad. And I'm like, like whenever you're like freaking out and this is happening, you're like, dude, that could be possible, You're like, so I'm like, Andy's like still praying. I'm like, we got spiritual something going, whatever.
Exactly what happened. That is hilarious.
And then what's funny is we finally get in the town ain't nothing but a gas station and the fire department's over here and then it's like houses. You know what I'm saying? And like that's town. When we get to Athens, we get in and then like what we see at the fire department? That that truck that was telling us like the redneck of like almost like his like little hat on, like all crippled up here, like some fucked up like his like hunting camo, like no, he had his like Carhartt jacket on and the camel pant and the skull can. You could just see him here like, but no, that's the craziest like. But no, that was like
happens
I believe that. No, the other thing was crazy too, because at some point we don't check our phones in there, but whenever we get out, all our phones were dead too. Not like they turned on, but they had all we all had them on. So that was like so how ghosts are supposed to suck energy. So I believe that was a real encounter. Like I believe in that. I've had I've had a couple crazy things that have happened like that I'm like something's out there.
Ghosts suck energy.
They do.
That's what it is, and that's what.